And yeah, hopefully we get a nice solid stream today. All right. So we're going to have a problem with the profile a little bit. It's acting up. All right. I don't know why it's doing that. So we'll come back and mess with that again in a minute. But all right, trying to get all these links up for everybody, and just getting the cardio done. So guys, I finished my workout already. I'll get the vlog up here shortly, and I've already done the voiceover for that. So I did a training vlog. I want to get the cardio going, and yeah, so I want to try to get an hour or so in on the bike, fasted, and then we will get breakfast in. So it's going to be kind of a busy afternoon for me still. I've got client call to do, but I want to get, like I said, I want to get this hour on the bike. I want to eat around noon or a little after. Gives me just enough time to get an hour in on the bike. What's going on, Lars? Did you get the notification, bro? I'm assuming maybe you did. Hopefully you did. And then we don't need to make a community post. And yeah, but see if I can get the profile to load. All right, cool. You did. Okay, good. Notification gang. There we go. So those notifications are definitely coming in. So hopefully that's solid. The profile is not going to be cooperative today, unfortunately, so I can't triple stream. But it looks like the tubes and the Facebook fitness page should be good. But yeah, so hit that like button as soon as you guys get in here. So profile is probably going to be no-go today. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't want to do the profile today. Well, sometimes it's just going to happen. Not a big deal. I'm not that worried about it. The profile's doing really well on its traffic anyways. We don't have to have it. But yeah, hit those likes, guys. There's a bunch of you commenting. You got the notification. There's only one like. So let's get those up and going. All right. And yeah. So get those likes, guys. And then hopefully we get some fitness related questions. I'm not going to answer anything not fitness related though. This is purely a fitness channel. So yeah, let's get some fitness questions going here, guys. Hey, Rashid, come on, dude. It's kind of obvious. Just stop before I put you down. I already know you're a troll, dude. Let's just be realistic. All right. So again, let's get some fitness topics going. Michael says, hey, coach, what's the deal with stabilizer muscles? Are they a thing I should be thinking about? Do they take care of themselves as long as it's good form? So assuming you don't know necessarily what stabilizers mean, generally there's different types of stabilizers. I mean, this is something you can go do basic search on. So stabilizers, an example, on your bench press, important stabilizers would be like your biceps, right? Your rear delts, your traps, those are stabilizers on the bench press, right? On a pull-up or a row, like your triceps and stuff are stabilizers. Your abdominals are stabilizers. So a lot of times the opposing muscle groups are stabilizers in anything that helps you support the movement. Okay, so abdominals, obliques, spinal erectors, all that on squats and deadlifts, right? Give me just a second here, guys. Okay. Yeah, we're live. We are live, Steve. Dean. Hit the like, people. No coup. It says on the page where I'm from. Like literally, you see on the page, it says my location on the business page. Where do you keep up with the latest science? I use Google. I mean, just follow studies, dude. Follow all the different researchers, follow the exercise science people, the nutrition science people, and look at what they're putting out. Like if you just follow enough people on social media, you're going to see every single major meta-analysis. It's going to be in your feed. And then you can jump into stuff from there, right? I sometimes do bench press. Cool. Fitness with Fearless, a good evening at my end. Awesome, man. Glad to hear it. How was training? Training was good, Dean. I tried to bench with a medium grip instead because I started overhead pressing with it. I didn't like it today. Everything was great other than the bench press, though. Everything was great other than the bench press. The green pill. Well, I don't know why your stomach hurts, man. I can't help you with that, dude. You may want to talk to a doctor about it. Sounds like a medical related issue. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing good, Scott. No, Lars, because it doesn't do anything, right? It literally just wastes my time. I did so many hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of mobility training for my shoulders. Did it do anything? Did it improve my range of motion a single centimeter? Like, you have no idea how much ridiculous amounts of it I did. It's a complete waste of time. So, the research even shows us that full range of motion lifting, right, will give you just as much as stretching does. Plus, you don't want to necessarily be hypermobile for your individual sport. You're aware of that, right? The green pill says, is it okay to eat nothing but fruit and one protein meal at the end of the day? Why would you do that, green pill? I don't know why you feel the need to go to that extreme. What are you trying to do? It sounds like you're almost trying to do almost like the sugar diet, but why? All right. I just hit the light, respect, appreciate it, Carol. We're also in the YouTube. We are on Facebook also. If you'll help me out there. James says, "Can I comment?" Oh, yeah, you can comment, James. I'm on the tubes and Facebook though, so we're multi-streaming. All right, we're multi-streaming both platforms. So getting this last bit of fasted training in. And this is just lists. Like I've run obviously the other 3 days, but my lifting days, I like to do a little list on the bike before I eat breakfast. So my food's already ready in the Instapot. It's a lot of brown rice. I got brown rice, beans, a little bit of chicken in there, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. It's going to be my breakfast. All right. Like for great coach. Appreciate it, Carol. All right, let's come over. Okay. Just get rid of him. I come back with the roast exposure. Yeah, we don't need any of that. If you were going to start explosive throwing for upper body, how would you approach it? Depends on what you're trying to do, Dean. I'm going to say, obviously, something like definitely getting a med ball would be really useful. Right, start doing throws with a med ball. You can do them on a bench, or you can do them standing up in the air. The green pill, I've already done whole videos on the sugar diet. Like, do a channel search. I've broken down why it will actually work, and I've broken down the health problems with it. I mean, it's not really ideal. Jason, with withdrawals from quitting sugar, you shouldn't really get withdrawals. Why don't you just quit eating junk? I just quit eating junk cold turkey like 25 years ago, and I lost weight. It was like I was not going to eat junk food or drink another soda. I just quit. There's no withdrawals. Like, stop being silly. I know you don't do video game anymore, but was there ever a sports game you liked? No, like Madden. Mike Tyson's Punch Out was the one sports game I played that I liked on the original NES when I was a kid. Probably the only sports game I can think of that I did. Is Mortal Kombat count? James says, coming back from my CNS collapse, how should I ramp training up? I don't know about gains the first year. Just mastering movement. If I stabilize, you're all effed. Get into master your movement, James. So I can't really give you specific advice on all of that. I mean, if you need a consultation or coaching, I can look into the fine details for you. But as far as just general info in a live stream, I can't really map anything out for you. I mean, obviously, you just build back up slowly, but I don't know the specifics of your medical situation, right, to really give you good details there. Sorry, brother. Scott, enjoying the content. Thank you, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thank you so much, Scott. Do you think black coffee is better for you? I don't know what's in energy drinks. Probably not that great. I don't really eat stuff like that, but black coffee, I've done whole videos on that. I think coffee can be definitely healthy. But the only downside to coffee could be the caffeine. Top advice for a guy at 35 that's been lifting for a decade, feeling maxed on pretty much every compound, doesn't seem worth the risk of injury. Getting an extra 2.5 kilograms on the lift. Well, what do you mean? Well, don't get fat. Why would you get fat? Well, don't get fat. There's no need. Would you consider doing, hey, Green, why would you ask some silly stuff like that? There was one video when I was intoxicated during my drinking days. So you want me to get drunk, even though I'm choosing to be sober, and do a 2.0 and a 3.0? What are you talking about? Just stop. Coach, you got them good. You ever heard that coffee blocks iron absorption? Not that I'm aware of. I'm not aware of coffee blocking iron absorption. Hey, Dean, are you in here? You gonna match that suit? It's all good, man. You don't have to. Dean was in here, though. I like it when he did do that super chat challenge. I think that's tea that blocks iron absorption. I don't like tea personally. I just don't care for it. So you slowly backed over it, press yet? Do you think quitting coffee or caffeine would be worth it? Yes, if your doctor, you have a medical condition where your doctor thinks that you should, then it would be worth it. Your doctor will generally advise you, though, if you have a specific heart condition or an anxiety disorder where you may want to do that. Yeah, no, we did overhead pressing today. MK677, like I wouldn't bother. But I'm in Facebook also, so we don't do gear talk. So I'm not really going to answer that. Other than to say, with the price of growth hormone in today's market, I don't know why anyone would mess with MK677. Higher side effects, just trying to get your growth hormone up. I suppose some people like the appetite increase. You struggle to eat enough. Coach, what is your short-term goal for overhead press? I don't. My short-term goal, honestly, peppermint, I don't have an answer. I literally have no goal other than to simply be able to do it again and build it up. Now, I did some sets of 5 with 95 pounds today in the vlog, but I want to build it. I mean, so let's do the short term. I want to be able to rep 135 again. Long term, we want to street press 225 plus. All right. Daniel says, Coach, what about PEDs and making your work? You're going to have to be very, 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 very specific with that. That's a whole host of different substances. Right? And the majority of them, that's not a risk. Maybe things with, in theory, with really large doses of growth hormone, maybe IGF-1, possible concerns. A lot of what you're seeing, though, is visceral fat accumulation, generally with insulin use and stuff. That's not organs per se, it's visceral fat. So much better is honey than table sugar, or health dramatically better. Go look at studies. There are side-by-side studies comparing it. I can do C to 50 kilogram dumbbell presses for 5+ reps. That's good stuff, man. My glutes been sore yet for days from lunges. Well, that happens sometimes. Hey, Jason, you can document your weekend tricep work. No, I'm not going to keep doing it. It's just some band press downs, like just band work. Like that doesn't need to be done. But no, I don't think I need to keep doing it. I feel like it interferes with my recovery. Right? A little bit of minor stuff like that is the only thing I don't include. It's not worth going and setting a camera up. If I go do a set every 20 minutes for a little bit, it's just like, that's a lot of hassle for some 50 or 100 rep bands, you know. And then we got to make whole videos because I'm only doing 3 pieces of content on YouTube. I can't waste a content piece on that. All right. Hey, A, do you have any footage? No, I'm not impressed at all because there's nothing on your channel. So, you know, yep. Everyone documents, everyone has a smartphone. Like, I just don't believe you. Mainly because you haven't put up a single lifting video. And hey, I'm not saying it's not true, just no reason for anyone to believe it. You know, you have a channel, you clearly own a smartphone, put some of your lifts up. Also saying, I know you're not a medical doctor, but what's your opinion on creatine and hair loss? I don't think that there's any reason to think it's an issue at all. Have you ever done weighted push-ups? Nope. No interest in doing a weighted push-up. You ever rock climb or do physically active hobby? There's like, I mean, I run. I don't even know how to respond to that. Peppermint says, hilarious how every random coming into your chat claims and saying listen to footage, right? Hey, Ron, why are you asking sexually graphic questions in a fitness channel? You're going to go in timeout for just a little bit. I'm just going to put you in timeout. That's inappropriate comments. LOFSS, good point. Exactly. I'll post at some point, trying to push myself for a channel, but overthinking. Any suggestions? Just start. I love this channel. It really shows what lifting realistically can make you look like. Yep, YouTube fitness physiques are all so unrealistic. So many drugs, so much lighting, Photoshop, right? Yep. Yeah, way too much of it. unfortunately. I'm genuinely the strongest pound for pound natural lifter you know. I don't know about that. No, I'm not going to give you a shout out just because you make a channel. Have you done any combat sports? I have not done any martial arts in forever, well over 20 years. I've never done combat sports, no. I just laugh when you're like, do you have any physically active hobbies? You've seen me compete in powerlifting meets. You see me run. You see my training. I don't know. I literally run and lift weights and compete in strength sports. I mean, I think those are physically active hobbies. No, I don't give people shout outs ever. Like, it's not something I do. I mean, I guess you could hire me to give you a Facebook shout out. You know? I mean, if people come through here who are in the lives and I see their channel and they have some really good lifts, I mention them in the actual stream. Like, hey, dude, that's a really awesome 415 bench. Like, I've had a regular who came through who was putting up some good numbers, but they were on his channel. And yeah, he got a shout out in the stream, but I'm not going to like make a video for you. No, I don't think I make too many changes. All right. And to be honest, Marcelio, I think most people that are out here putting out content make more changes than I do to their stuff. Right. But I've also been training a really long time, and I do like to adjust stuff here and there. But we come back to a lot of the simplicity like I'm doing now, which is the way I used to train. So I don't think we make too many changes, Marcelio. All right. I don't think so. What do I do if I'm hungry all the time on a clean diet and overeat? And you're going to have to find some way to get the appetite under control or just deal with being hungry. H. Caber. I mean, there's different strategies. You could try some protein snacks. No, Mikey, we're not doing a pew-pew channel. Let's take to fitness-related topics, please. Hey, I'm about to put you in timeout. No, I'm not going to be coaching. What do you mean coaching you? Like, would I consider coaching you? Or are you asking, yeah. You can't, yeah, we're done. You're going to go in timeout. All right. All right. All looking strong. Rolling down. Blaha. Appreciate it, Dingleberry. Dang, just going to go in timeout. The presumption is some people, right? They get to go in timeout. Dingleberry, you're going to go in timeout again. You're asking non-fitness stuff about women and height. So you get a 30-minute timeout. You come back tomorrow. I've already warned you, no non-fitness stuff. You got warned and put in timeouts in previous streams, so you already know the rules. Yeah, peppermint, the presumption of some people. Yeah. Because I haven't coached people who are stronger than me already. You know. We've put up more than one client in the past with a bench press over 400 pounds. Gotcha, Marcelo, gotcha. How would having one flat foot impact squatting movements and overall strength balance between the legs? I don't know. That would be a case by case basis, Marcelo. It might simply be a case of needing to adjust stance around it. Like there's nothing that would prevent you from having a big squat with, one flat foot with a flat arch. However, your stance may need to be adjusted to reach optimal leverages a little bit. Like one of your feet may need to be turned out slightly more. You'd have to dial it in a little bit, honestly. But in terms of total potential, no, I don't think it's going to be different. Keep in mind, everyone has imbalances in general. Now, that's a little more extreme situation, but everyone has a leg that's longer than the other, for example, and an arm that's longer than the other, in case you didn't know that. Like, no one's really symmetrical. All right, music. What's your opinion on foam rollers? Are they actually useful? Can they help prevent injuries? No, they don't help prevent injuries. They're good for blood flow. Like if you got a lot of inflammation in a certain area and you just want to get some blood flow to it and relief in that, I think they're a valuable massage type tool. They're not going to prevent injuries, no, but they're useful for getting blood flow to some inflamed areas sometimes, which can help with recovery, can help with discomfort, post-workout and things. But they're not going to prevent injuries. No, there's no reason to think that. Do you have a minimal strength requirement to accept a client? Can a person be too weak to be considered even with many? No. The weakest client I've ever had only had adjustable 25-pound dumbbells. He had 3 fused disc in his lumbar, disabled vet, and I coached him with him having access to nothing but a pair of adjustable dumbbells. So 25 pounds, they went to a little over 20 kilos. He had some little Blowflex dumbbells and a little bench at home. And I coached him for 6 months. What is a realistic and healthy weight loss goal per week? Pound a week. I used to find foam rollers great for running. Yeah, they can be. I have some in my freezer. I haven't been eating them lately, but I do have some milk flaxseeds in the freezer right now. Like our coders cater to a broad range of levels. Right. I mean, so we've had that all the way up to guys who squat 600 pounds and deadlift 700 pounds and bench over 400. You guys have seen them on camera over time, all the way down to guys like I just described, everything in between. Is donating blood once every 8 weeks enough to keep hematocrit down? I don't know. You have to do it and check it. The elitist mindset of some coaches holds them back. Yeah, absolutely. Marcinio says, yeah, my flat foot is pretty bad, though. I'm actually left-handed, left-dominant, but kick with my right foot because of the flat. Yeah, fair. I mean, it can be worked around, Marcelio. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. What makes a good candidate on mid-20s, 150K a year? I'd say an intermediate. What makes a good client? The ability to follow my instructions, have clearly defined goals, and the ability to pay on time with a good mindset. Keep in mind what I just said. I've coached people all the way from at that level who are remedial due to injuries and surgeries, all the way up to elite lifters. So that other part isn't the issue. Can you afford coaching? Are you willing to follow the instructions and record and stay consistent is what I'm looking for with clearly defined goals. How did the pressing feel on the shoulders? I mean, they burned. It doesn't really hurt. Like, it's not like I have joint pain. Jason, should we try to get LDL below 70 if we're otherwise healthy? I mean, no, it doesn't need to be below 70 with no history of cardiovascular disease, but you should have it under 100. Green pill, yes, okay, green pill. No, it's dumb to just do the sugar diet. I don't know why you're missing that. Okay, the sugar diet works in terms of fat loss the same way all high carbohydrate, extremely low fat diets work. You don't have to specifically do sugar. People used to do the same thing with rice all the time for bodybuilding shows. Does someone have to do deadlift if they only want to build look sexy? Not necessarily, but I think they should. Cheryl says, I scrap all isolation and have much better recovery now. It's often the case. What's the oldest client you've had? Early 70s. Are you able to give cycle tips help? Yes. I also do specifically gear coaching. So yeah, but we don't do it in live streams. Will you do a DEXA scan to track the fat loss? No, I have no desire to do one right now. Is fat-free mass index an accurate way to tell if one is on gear? I mean, at a certain point, yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Keep in mind, most gear users are below 25 still. So like too low, no, like a person can be on gear and be well within that range. But yeah, they start hitting 25 plus. It's a pretty fair assumption. Like it's more than reasonable assumption to say, yeah, dude, just stop. Overhead tough progression is tough, and I think I need to start banging triceps again, maybe. Do you get special coaching pricing for coaches? No. No, you don't get a discount for being a coach. I list specifically who gets discounts in the things. In the whole stickies I do, it says who gets a 10% discount. Being a coach doesn't qualify, but being a first responder or a U.S. veteran does. I use microplates to progress on overhead. Yeah, perfectly reasonable. A lot of people do that. Yeah, microplates are totally viable. I think specifically on a lift like the overhead press, it can stick forever. You know, even less than microplates, putting a single microplate on one side sometimes works. Dudes just get scared of that. They're like, oh no, it's going to mess everything up. No, that'll be fine. All right, put it on your weak side. If you're left-handed, put the one microplate on the weak side. You think reverse Nordic curls? What? I don't even know what a reverse Nordic curl is. Like, I don't even know what we're talking about. I don't think I've even seen this or heard of this. So let's go with no. All right. I've been using micros so slowing down a lot, but I've been doing max is really so we'll do different rep sets. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, that's totally workable. When's the last time you worked out in the gym? I would rather not make that public, to be fair. So microplates help with the mental barrier. Yeah, they can absolutely help with mental barriers. And I think people don't, what are we looking for? I think people downplay the importance of that sometimes. We only deal with physiology. There's a lot of stuff we don't need to worry about. Half of programming doesn't even need to exist if we only care about physiological response. Mental barriers and psychological response are a very big deal in training. And I agree, that is one reason microplates work pretty well. Purely about sometimes lifting 1 pound more, right? When you've been stuck. As funny as it sounds, Heavy duty says, I'm the most natty person. No, Michael Hearn's the most natty. I don't even take protein powder or creatine. I still lift heavy weights and strength increases day by day. Dude's really talking about protein powder or creatine not being natty. It's funny. Jordan says, Carol, you don't change rep ranges and make PR. Jordan, no, but he's talking about for mental barriers, and I think they're really useful for that. I actually happen to agree. Yeah, we're still live, Dean. You missed that super. You know, if you were going to do a contest, you missed one. Any advice when suffering sciatica on squats? No. Talk to your doctor. No, I prefer working out in a home gym, music. Especially with what I do with the filming and documenting everything, it's just so much better. Peppermint says microplates are a game changer for me. Yeah, if you have for mental reasons, they absolutely can be. Matt says, hit like, appreciate it, brother. Oh, Dean, got you. Appreciate it, man. Super's rolling in. Thank you so much. I think these are going to pick up now that I've figured out the algorithm for these lives. These views will go up. I think more people will roll in. We'll see more of that, just to get more views. Appreciate it, Dean. Thank you. Love you, bro. Dean's been a client before too. Did 5x3 on chin up yesterday with 30 kilograms. I'd love to get that up to 45 kilograms one day. 15 kilos is a big bump. I train 3 days a week, heavy. I do cardio every day, but I lift 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I did a training session. Now we're getting a little bit of a bike in. Trying to get a little bike time before we hit all those rice and chicken. No, I feel the 3 day week works pretty well for me. I've tried all situations. I've done even up to 6 days a week. And quite frankly, 3 day a week does really great for my recovery, my strength, everything. But we go hard on those 3 days. We're not in there playing around. So, which even the hit guy like you would be like, yeah, makes sense to me. What happened? We lost the Facebook stream? What happened? Oh no. I don't know what happened there. The Facebook stream shut off. What's your favorite exercise? The deadlift. I love conventional deadlifts. 3 week versus 5 times a week on same volume. Man, honestly, like how much volume are you doing though to do that? Like really with 3 days, you get recovery between sessions. I tend to lean in that direction more. I get it. Certain bodybuilders, benefiting from a 5 day split and on really high volumes. But, are you using gear? You know what I mean? So that's definitely a factor. I don't generally see a drug-free lifter getting a lot out of a 5 day. Coach Hugh is the one who comes up with the official exercise names like conventional. They're just the traditions of the community over time. They just become accepted. I'm interested in tautology and nomenclature. What do you think about the front squat? I like front squats. I think the back squat is overall better development, but I think front squats are a fantastic lift. I think they're a great supplemental lift for back squats. Feed me 3 days there. Honestly, most naturals really will do better on 3 day. Oh, Dean says, if someone can lift heavier with a belt, do you think more potential for muscle? No, it's going to be comparable. Like that's actually been looked at in some data. Doesn't seem to be a real difference in muscle growth. All right. At least in the legs and stuff. Do you see that Matt does fitness toward bicep off the bone? When did that happen? I guess it's recent. guess it's a recent thing. You look like how Joe Rogan, what? He made a video yesterday. Wow, that sucks. How accurate is they're less and less accurate the further you get away, right? They're pretty accurate up to about 3 to 4 rep calculators, but beyond that, they're not. Level 2, what's the best accessory in your opinion? Depends on where you're weakest at. Squats can do a lot for deadlifts. Reverse hypers can do a lot for deadlifts. Rowing, pull-ups, depends on where you're weak. Does eating booty cause the green pill? Why are you asking that? Dude, come on. We don't need that nonsense here. Talk to your doctor about that. Come on, man. Is the front squat good to prevent forward lean? No, not necessarily. All right. But I think 3 days is perfect. 4 isn't bad either, but definitely the upper limit for a natty. Yeah, 4 really is pretty close to an upper limit for natties. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment. My preference, what's your preference, right? Yeah, what is his preference? Actually, guys, I almost feel like I need to go to the restroom, even though it's getting pretty good views. I might wind this one down. We did good, though. We got plenty of supers in. So let me wind this down because I do need to use the restroom. We got 42 minutes on a training day. We did sled work, too. I think we're good. So I love you guys, and I'll chat with you next time.